Hi, I'm Amy Rasdell from Billable with Baby. Raise your hand if you love networking. No? Me neither. I've heard there are some people who really do love networking, but if you're like me, it's a challenge. I had to learn how to network effectively, and you can too. So today we're going to talk about my system and approach that I've learned to use for networking. And although I can't promise that it's going to make you love networking, it will get you out there. And that's the important thing. I do a fair amount of speaking from my business, and I have a little talk I do on networking that's called Networking Mechanics and Metrics from a Former Wallflower. Networking didn't come naturally to me. I'm an engineer by background, so it's easy for me to just get in front of my computer and hunker down and hibernate, and life is grand. But you must get out there and network. One of the most important business development activities you have is building and maintaining a high quality network. It's the best possible career insurance. All of my business comes from referral, and yours probably will too. I know, it's hard. Like I said, I'm an engineer by background. Every time I would walk into one of those networking events, I would feel like I was at a junior high dance, just hoping for someone to ask me to dance. If I can learn, you can learn, I promise you. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips for networking success. Number 1, when I would first go to the networking events, when I realized I started my own business and I had to network to start meeting new people to develop more business, I would go to those networking events. I would get my glass of wine. I would kind of walk around for an hour or two, and I would get home and I would think, I don't really get this networking thing. I didn't meet anybody. It's not getting me anywhere. Eventually, I realized that I had to set goals for myself. And then I would start to achieve success. So here are my goals. I am required when I go to a networking event to meet at least one, hopefully 3 to 5 people that I will follow up with after, that I will get together with after the networking event. These aren't people that I just liked. These are people that I believe we have a mutually beneficial business relationship. At least one, hopefully 3 to 5 people to follow up with afterwards. 2, if you have something to offer, people are more likely to follow up. So focus first on the give and then on the get. Don't be, even though I'm really going there to build my business, my approach is, what can I do for you today? Because that helps you build a relationship. That's really the best way. So don't be goal-oriented, but not too selfish in your networking. Again, if you have something to offer, people will be more likely to follow up later, and that's what you're looking for. Number 3, the networking event, and in fact, networking altogether, is just the first step in building a relationship. That's where you make the contact, and then you need to follow up one-on-one. Coffee, a drink, a net walk. If you're in a place where I live in San Diego, so net walking is a thing, and it kind of makes a nice change of pace. Play golf, tennis, whatever it might be, but go get together one-on-one so you build a relationship. That relationship is what really leads to business referrals. Number 4, figure out how you're going to measure the success of your networking efforts. If you don't measure it, it won't happen. So figure out your metrics for how to connect networking and relationships. Ultimately, it has to track to revenue. It's not always a perfectly straight line. Sometimes it kind of meanders a little bit. But if meeting with someone is truly just pure fun and it's not somebody in your industry sector, then it doesn't count as networking. And then take a look at your networking activities every 3 to 6 months. Recheck your metrics and make sure that those things are lining up to revenue generation. That's the goal in networking ultimately, is revenue generation. That comes through meeting people, building relationships to the point that they will refer business to you. That business closes and becomes a check in the bank. Number 5, Implement a plan to keep in touch with your existing network for the rest of your life, or at least the rest of your career. But honestly, by the end of career, a lot of these people have become good friends and you'll want to stay in touch with them anyways. So the harder part for most of us is finding those new people. So that's mostly what I've emphasized in this video. But you do need to spend a little bit of time keeping in touch with the people that you've already developed relationships with, because they haven't heard from you in 10 years. They're less likely to jump right in and help you when you need it. So that's a little series of follow-on phone calls, emails, coffees, just keeping in touch. So if you take nothing else away from this video, I want you to remember, never stop networking. I don't care how busy you are with billable work, you must never, never stop networking. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go attend a networking event. Don't agonize too much about picking something. Pick it and get out there. Take a friend if you need to, if it helps, but don't spend the whole time with your friend. Get in the door, get a little bit warmed up, and then separate. I sometimes will go to a networking event that has a breakfast with somebody that I know, but we make a point of sitting at different tables so we don't just spend the whole time chatting with each other. Find at least one person that you meet at this event and have a follow-up coffee or drink or some other reason to get together one-on-one, and tell me about it or tell us about it. I want to hear about your networking success now that I've outlined these few simple steps. You can call me, you can email, or better yet, come and join us in our free Facebook group, which is the Billable with Baby community on Facebook. And if you want a little touch of accountability, post your intention to attend an event and follow up, and then let us know when you do it. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us how it went. That will hold you accountable, and it will also inspire the rest of us to know that we too can get out there. So remember, never stop networking.